Individuals who use tractors to draw large fishing nets in Sinnapadua and Periyapadua beach in Puttalam while disrupting the livelihood of small-scale fishermen and destroying the beach have now invaded the Udappua area as well. As a result, the small-scale fishermen who engaged in fishing as their sole livelihood using traditional means around the Udappua area have been forced to withdraw from the industry. On the 23rd, as well as on several other occasions, Action TV revealed that tractors were being used around the Sinnapadua and Periyapadua coastal areas to draw large nets. A permit that had been issued by the Department of Fisheries Development to engage in fishing using seine nets was being used for this purpose. Incidentally, a situation has arisen where the Coast Conservation Department, which is entrusted with the task of protecting the coastal area, has been rendered impotent.
Just as your media reported, there is a very sensitive environment in this area, especially with regard to the sand. Because of the manner in which the tractors operate, the sand embankments have been harmed and destroyed. If in any case these sand embankments are completely destroyed at a time of a natural disaster like a cyclone, we informed them that it would cause severe damage. When we attempted to take legal measures, the question that was raised in court was, what laws will be broken just because a vehicle moves on sand?
These individuals who engage in fishing using illegal means are able to move from area to area whenever small-scale fishermen raise objections because the Department of Fisheries Development does not monitor whether these fishermen carry out their fishing activities in line with the conditions laid down in the permit. The Coast Conservation Department says that this needs to be carried out by the Fisheries Ministry. However, officials at the Fisheries Ministry remain silent in the wake of the pressure that is being exerted by various political forces. The officers are helpless and they do not intervene. When we complain, various issues are created by the other side. They admit there is a problem, but they do not intervene. Incidentally, the Director General of Coast Conservation too acknowledged that there is an issue with regard to safety.
We tried to stop this with the assistance of the Navy, but because this is a civil issue, they cannot intervene. They advised us that if any illegal activity is taking place in the sea, they will intervene. However, they cannot intervene in civil matters. We have forwarded letters to the Department of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources and to the Puttalam Assistant Director as well. However, the Puttalam Assistant Director is asking us to put a stop to this.
Shouldn't the relevant authorities intervene and stop this destruction that is being carried out under their very noses? Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, this one is over to you.
The Colombo Stock Exchange recorded losses for the 6th consecutive day today. The all-share price index dropped by 2.14%, while the Milanka price index recorded a loss of 1.75%.
At close of trading today, the benchmark all-share price index dropped by a hefty 119.18 points to end the day on 5,442.25 points. This is incidentally the lowest figure of the all-share price index recorded so far this year at the Colombo Stock Exchange. The more liquid Milanka price index lost 84.20 points today to close at 4,721.79 points. The Colombo Stock Exchange, which has seen a consistent drop over the last few months, saw its indices drop sharply by nearly 10% so far this year. Ironically, at the beginning of last year, the Colombo Stock Exchange was one of the top performers in the world. The all-share price index rose to a heady 7,816 points last year, while the Milanka price index rose to 7,327 points. However, by the end of the year, the all-share price index and the Milanka price index had plummeted by 22% and 28% respectively. Very good evening to you and welcome to Sports First and Primetime News. On some cricket news, India beat Sri Lanka by 4 wickets in the second one-day international of the Tri-Series at the WACA grounds in Perth today. We now join former Sri Lanka cricket captain Arjuna Ranatunga for an in-depth analysis of the match.
The first game between Sri Lanka and India started very well for Sri Lanka after winning the toss. Dilshan, Sangakkara, Mahela Jayawardene, Matthews, They all started getting into form but never went up to get a three-figure mark. Credit should go to Chandimal. He went and got another half century. Once again, when we needed him to bat for the 50 overs, he played a rash shot and got out. So one of these batsmen have to bat till 50th over to get up to about 270, 280. Unfortunately, we didn't do that. Indian fielding, it was not up to the same level, but the ground fielding was a little better. But overall, the two spinners contained the Sri Lankan batting lineup. Ashwin and Jadeja played a very crucial innings for the Indian bowling attack. They kept the Sri Lanka middle order tight. It was not a big total for India to chase when it comes to 233, but they lost early wicket. They lost Sehwag very early, but Tendulkar and Kohli played a very sensible innings. It was not the same old Tendulkar we saw on this particular game. I'm sure that he is under pressure to get his 100th century in his international career. But once again, we saw the middle order. Reynaz, Sharma, and then Dhoni played really bad shots. Gave another chance for the Sri Lankans to win this game. But it was very unfortunate that Sri Lanka could have got Malinga to bowl when they had Ashwin and Jadeja. But I thought we got Malinga a little too late. It was so unfortunate that Sri Lanka went into this game without a single spinner. And this is the first ever time I can remember for last so many years we went to play a test match or a one-day game. I'm sure that we need to consider playing a spinner on these wickets because they get little bounce. And when you have medium pacers, when you have 4 medium pacers, it's not very difficult for the batsman to go on hitting runs. So you need to have different type of bowlers, different type of variety when it comes to the bowling attack.
In more cricket news, the first edition of the Bangladesh Premier League 2020 cricket tournament will commence tomorrow at the Sher-e-Bangla National Stadium in Mirpur, Dhaka. You can catch the action live on MTV Sports.
Six teams will compete in the Bangladesh Premier League 2020 cricket tournament. In the preliminary round, each team will take on the other teams twice. The tournament, which will be played over 20 days, will have 33 matches. The league consists of 6 franchises, namely Barisal Burners, Chittagong Kings, Dhaka Gladiators, Toronto Rajashri, Khulna Royal Bengal and Sylhet Royals. Incidentally, each team will have to include a player from a non-test playing nation. Cricket fans will have an opportunity to see some of the cricketing legends who are now in retirement, like former Sri Lankan cricketer Sanath Jayasuriya and Muttai Muralidharan, who are set to feature in the tournament. The 2 venues selected for the league will be the Zahur Ahmed Stadium and the Sher-e-Bangla National Cricket Stadium. The final of the tournament will be played on the 29th of February.
Now, to keep yourself up to date with regard to all the stories that we're following right here on News First, log on to www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Shamir Rasooli.
And I'm Kumarini Rajakaruna. Take care and good night.